What's up, everyone? Welcome back to of the Heel Hook podcast, episode 207. We are back with an absolutely brutal experience to tell you guys about. I don't know why we did it. We did it for the fun. We did it for the commitment.
It's not the first time, and it's not going to be the last time.
It's definitely not going to be the last time, and yeah, it was not the first. So much fun, though, from UFC Shanghai. What a fight night card that was, headlined by Johnny Walker taking on Mingyang. Big step up for the Chinese contender, getting his first real top contender in like the division. Obviously, Anthony Smith was ranked, when he fought him, but on the way out.
2025 retiring Anthony Smith is just not the guy.
No. That was not the test that the UFC thought it was going to be. Like, in all honesty, they shouldn't have, I get why they went to it, but at the same time, it wasn't a good test to see where Mingyang was going to actually be at in this division.
100%. But before we get into all that, don't forget to like and subscribe. We appreciate everyone that does. It really helps out the podcast. Let's go. Help us get to the top. Yeah. But let's get into it. UFC Fight Night Shanghai. Walker versus Zhang. What a fun card this was. And at the top was a Johnny Walker fight and somebody that gets a bunch of knockouts in the first round, that we were going to have some fun.
Yeah.
Wait for Johnny to mix it up by running at him with a fucking blast double leg, doing the reverse Hamzat of getting himself taken down instantly in the fight. How do you guys feel about that?
That was hilarious.
It was really awesome to watch him just immediately do some doofball shit in a completely different fashion than he normally does.
Yep.
But for the overall performance, I wasn't that shocked. And I don't think I got to talk to you about this, Ginger, but me and Jimmy were just talking about it one day. And Johnny Walker has always talked about he gets knocked out a lot, which obviously he has multiple knockouts on his record, getting knocked out, and he gets knocked out real fucking doofully.
Yes.
But in the UFC, he's been knocked out 4 times, and none of them are by really bad people.
Yep.
Volkan Oezdemir, the last one, and he kind of probably came back way too early after getting knocked out by Magomed, who is the current champ. Prior to that was Jamal Hill, who's former champ. And then the one that doesn't really fit into that, but he was on a good run, was Corey Anderson back in 2019. He's not just getting knocked out by anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then on the flip side, Jimmy mentioned it with a bunch of first-round knockouts for Mingyang Zhang. He does not see past the first round very often. The last time he did was 2018.
Yeah.
And he also can get knocked out. He has multiple knockouts on losses on his record. But when you look at the people he had been fighting prior to getting into the UFC, it's kind of horrendous. He was 14-6 fighting a guy that was 1-3. 13-6 fighting a guy that's 6-9, 5-8, 2-2. You get what I'm saying? He was just building up that regional record for sure, but not against anybody impressive. He came in and obviously was able to maintain it over a couple of people, but being Brenton Ribeiro, Ozzy Diaz, and then, as we said, retiring Anthony Smith, just not super impressive. So it's Johnny Walker taking 14 months off from the last time he got knocked out. You're constantly knocking out people that are not highest of level, and you yourself has not shown to be a high level guy. I was not shocked that Johnny was able to get this win.
Yeah, no. So one other thing, his last loss because he went on a huge run before getting into the UFC. He lost to an 0-0 fighter.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny.
What was his record at the time again?
7-5.
7-5. I was gonna say 7-4, but yeah. Because we were going through it the other day, and it's
But no. Me and Jimmy actually talked about that, because I was saying to Jimmy, that I also wouldn't be shocked if Johnny Walker wins, because he's able to stay on the outside. It just depends on what Johnny Walker ends up showing up. I wasn't expecting, Dagestan Johnny Walker to come out, but okay, fine, fair enough. But that's what I talked about. With the people he had lost to, we're just way better strikers. Volkan Oezdemir, great striker. Magomed, great striker. Jamal Hill, fairly good striker. Corey Anderson, not a great striker, but a powerful striker at that. So, I'm not completely shocked. It was just gun to the back of my head, I'm going to go Mingyang, but I wouldn't be shocked if Johnny Walker gets this one.
Right.
So, and no, I wasn't. I was surprised in some of the fashion that he did it, like the double leg takedown attempt.
Yes.
things like that. But like once he got going, he was able to get those calf kicks going. Mingyang just didn't have an answer for it, went down, and Mark Goddard took forever to stop the fight, but
Yeah.
he eventually did stop the fight.
Yeah, round 2, as soon as Johnny started landing those leg kicks, it instantly hurt.
It was
Mingyang
over.
Zhang. Just such a big effect, and yeah, you fucking knew it. Like it was coming very fast after that, and yeah, got him out of there 237 of the second round. Just very good for Johnny Walker to just get that bounce back. You know what I mean? Just keep his spot against a fucking up and coming guy that just hits hard, has big power, and just Johnny not in any moments getting too hurt or anything throughout the fight. So that was definitely good too. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was definitely good for Johnny Walker to pull out that win, get the finish, and get himself $50,000.
Oh yeah, because like one of the things that got exposed with Mingyang Zhang was, and it's a problem with a lot of fighters, but it was especially a problem here, was his inability to cut off the cage. He was just following Johnny. He wasn't able to cut Johnny off at any point.
He also had no fucking cardio, though.
He doesn't.
Like, he's never won outside of the first round. He's gotten knocked out in the second, finished in the second, lost decision.
He's lost in the first, too.
Yeah, but, like, bruh, Johnny shot a takedown on him, and he ended up on top. Didn't have to do much. Gets back on the feet. When they were in that clinch, watching him take those deep ass breaths, at first I was like, okay, I wonder if he's just trying to get his, like, breath together, like whatever it may be. But then it was like, oh no, he has gas. Like, this wasn't just like a breathing technique. This wasn't just like him doing whatever. Like, this is him really trying to get his breath, because he has none of it and he has nothing left. Like, that was fucking crazy.
Because it was him that was like halfway through the first round, he was just like shaking out his arms.
Yes, he was already shaking out his arms, like going down with his arms, and I'm like,
seeing him like,
oh god,
that exaggerated.
Like, he'd go from here and then drop his hands, then like shake them out and then bring them back. It's like, oh wow, you are done already. Okay, he is.
Bro has like 2 minutes, maybe 3.5, if there's no grappling involved.
Yeah.
And that's at light heavyweight. Like, if this was a heavyweight fight, I'd be like, that shit kind of happens at heavyweight sometimes. I guess this is what it is. Light heavyweight, you need to have at least 2 rounds of cardio, my guy. At least.
That's where it's just, I mean, at the end of the day, like, if you want to make it to the top of any division, it's like you just need cardio. You know what I mean? It's like, even with heavyweight, obviously Tom, it's like he's just going out there and just blasting everyone, but it's like that's just a rare exception. You know what I mean? To just be able to actually make it to the top, grab a title while just destroying everyone in the first round.
Right.
Yeah, no, and there's not a lot of people in the weight class at this point that I would take Mingyang over. There are so many people who they are going to be able to stay on the outside, probably get through to the second round, or be able to take him down or attempt to take him down and get him to guard, and then he's just going to get exhausted.
Is Alonzo still ranked? He is.
Yeah, I was going to say number 15. That's the only person.
Maybe then
I'd probably beat Alonzo.
But the thing is, I feel like
Alonzo goes out there acting dumb. But if
that's
Alonzo's
the thing, because if
let me lock in, Alonzo could beat him.
Very true.
I feel like Alonzo would be able to beat him if he locked in. I feel like you'd be able to go out there, get a takedown on him, and then just be able
That's
to.
the thing. I'm not saying Alonzo can beat him. I'm just saying that's the only real winnable fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially in the top 15.
Yeah.
If he got him before he lost to Johnny Walker, I think he would lose because he would be too much in his head. But I feel like after the Johnny Walker loss, he's like, I know what to do, and therefore I think Alonzo could win. But either way, that's like the only win he's getting.
I mean, shit, I think the fight now, I kind of want to see him versus Junior Tafa. I want to see if Mingyang even goes for a takedown, because if he doesn't, that's just going to be a stand-up fight, and that'd be interesting.
Yeah. I mean, that's honestly, with how just unable he was able to get stuff going in that fight against someone like Johnny Walker, you know what I mean? It's like, obviously he had the height reach disadvantage, and Johnny, like you said, just the time off, he's at a new camp now, so you know what I mean, just obviously just trying to put new things together. But it's like, that is probably just the kind of spot that he should be going, you know what I mean? It's like, that was just a real solid loss to Johnny Walker, so it's like he needs to retool his entire game and really develop more skills, cardio, just everything, until he should get another shot back at the top 15. So it's like, it's one of those things of like, oh, going from a ranked fight and losing it to fucking Junior Tafa or some shit, but it's like that's the kind of shit you need to do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
El Tuco, Billy Elicana, like these types of fighters who are like, 1-1 in the UFC, 1-2,
Yeah.
or just not great records, but like solid enough in the striking to where it could be interesting if he doesn't go for a takedown. We can actually learn.
For sure. But yeah, and for Johnny Walker, rank 13 heading into this one, Zhang at 14. I feel like he should probably, especially with just being at a new gym in Extreme Couture, he probably shouldn't be so quick of just like turning around and trying to get fights in. Take some time in between each fight, really just develop that, just the connection with the coaches and the teamwork and everything. You know what I mean? Take 6 months until like another fight, see who's kind of open in the division, how everything plays out. It's like, I don't, it's kind of hard because it's like, like you were saying, he only lost and got knocked out by very good guys in the division, but it's also just like, I don't really feel like he should go up too far, you know what I mean? Because it's like at 13, like the people ahead of him, I'm sorry, just like it's like Nikita Azmat Bogdan, it's like, bro, dude's gonna get like, I feel like Nikita's the more winnable fight out of all of them, but it's like, bro, Azmat Bogdan fuck his ass up right now. It's like, and those are only a couple spots ahead. Now you start going above, and it's just way better people or people that he's already lost to. So it's like, maybe just wait some time. Nikita obviously just like, has to take some time off too. But it's like, maybe fucking Johnny Walker, Nikita. Like
that's what I was gonna bring up. At some point next year, maybe late first quarter, first part of the second quarter, get Nikita versus Johnny Walker going. I think that works. Or you can do that, him versus like Alonzo Menafield. I don't mind that fight at all.
Yeah, if they wanted to like, go behind or something like that, wouldn't be overall bad for him. Just try and get like another streak together,
Yep.
It's like, at this point, it's like the last streak he went on was Iwan Kutelaba, Paul Craig, Anthony Smith from 22 into 23. Then, having the no contest in the 2-fight losing streak before this one, but it's like, even with that, it's Smith 23 still wasn't the greatest, you know what I mean? Paul Craig went down a division, and I mean, best win of his career possibly, Iwan Kutelaba, you know what I mean? That's
okay.
That's pretty damn incredible. I gotta give him the respect on that, He rear naked choked him.
Wow.
Who else has done that in the UFC? No one.
The Iwan?
First round rear naked choke? Impossible.
That's Walker. He got guillotined by Ryan Spann in the first round.
Ain't a rear naked choke.
Rear naked choke by Glover in the second.
There you go. Even the almighty Glover took 2 rounds to get him out of there. You know what I mean? Impressive. Nah, but just it's Johnny Walker. He's out here for fun. It's just one of them things, but definitely good for him to get that win, improving to 22-9 in his career. Sure. Now, from a fun fight to a terrible fight.
Yeah.
This shit was, especially with just being how tired and everything. It's like 5:30 in the morning or some shit when this is going on. After the first round, I just got so much more tired, and I just wanted that fight to be over. But they barely even went for the grappling at all, to just make it even worse.
Yeah.
Aljamain Sterling gets a 5-round unanimous decision win over Brian Ortega, 50-45 across the board. I
tried to warn you that there was a possibility that there wasn't going to be any grappling in this fight.
It just didn't feel right.
It doesn't feel right, but neither one wanted to go into each other's guard by going in for a takedown, and it just kind of makes sense on why. And just keep it standing, and then Aljamain just circled on the outside, was able to pepper Brian Ortega with shots.
Yeah, the first 2 rounds, watching Ortega not do anything, like especially the first round, and because I remember you being like, bro, has he landed anything? And I think I remember him landing 2 strikes, and then them showing shortly after 2 strikes landed, and it's still now just those are the numbers, 2 to 27.
Yeah.
Yep.
That,
and it's not because Aljo was putting on some crazy pace or beating the shit out of him. Ortega was just swinging on air. He landed at a 7% clip that round.
Yep.
Yeah,
his best round was round 3. landing at a 50% clip, but the other round's 22, 35, 37.
Yeah, like, and obviously, in the lead in one of those things where, yeah, we're just expecting a normal 145-pound fight, and
Yeah.
then Ortega struggles with the weight cut and everything. Fight ends up getting moved to 153-pound catch weight. So that was obviously a big thing of like, okay, expecting Ortega to look like shit going into it, but it was
Yep.
like, yeah, that was just a lifeless fighter, a lifeless performance from him. And then
Yeah.
it's like, obviously, he's just still the naturally bigger guy, has like the better hands, overall than Aljo. So it's just like, just Aljo not really trying to risk it, still like, having to be careful at times because it's not like he's got some iron chin or anything, you know what I mean? So it's like still having to mind his P's and Q's throughout the entire fight. And it's like, yeah, it just ended up not being good at all. Very lackluster. Aljo calling for an opportunity at a title shot afterwards, and it's like, I get him. You gotta make your claim. You gotta put your name in the hat. But it's like a performance like that, not even close.
Yeah.
Like even though he like lost to Movzar, and it's like we all know how hated he is, and like just because you lost to someone doesn't mean that you're not actually closer to them in the title picture. Way behind Movzar in the title picture. It's like you're not like. It's like, fuck, Aaron Pico could just go out there, get a win over Yair, and he's getting a title fight. You know what I mean?
Well, that was the fight I was about to say. Like, how you feeling about Sterling Yair?
I'd be fine with that. It's, obviously Aljo is just trying to climb and, just get that title shot and opportunity. So, it's Ortega was ranked number 5 heading into this. Obviously, it didn't actually happen at 145 pounds, but it is one of those things where, especially for Aljo, it's like he should go up in the rankings because of this. And yeah, that wouldn't be a bad one. I don't think Yair takes that shit. Not gonna lie, but
neither do I. But
if they could actually book that fight, that would definitely be an interesting one for sure.
No, yeah, 100%. And yeah,
It's
Ortega needs to move up to 55.
Yeah,
he's cooked at 45. He can't make the weight.
Has been calling for it for pretty sure over a year at this point. It's like, obviously, with just how rough everything went, like there's no reason to book him at 145 again. If you don't want him to fight at 155 or like can't whatever the reason is, then just cut him. Like, because he shouldn't be fighting at 145. Like it's one of those things.
Right, shown multiple times now that he is struggling to do so.
Yeah. He barely made it against Diego Lopez the second time.
Yeah. So we'll see what they decide to do with Aljo and Ortega, where they get matched up. But yeah, not too much on that fight, honestly. Featured bout though, extremely sad to see Sergei Pavlovich now going 45 minutes of fighting in his last 3 fights.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
It is really sad.
Yeah.
What was it, like 6 minutes in the first like 7 or whatever? Or like 8?
No, it was like 17 minutes in
17,
the first, like, however many fights, and now in 3 fights, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Waldo definitely has a chin on him. We got to say that because Sergei definitely landed some clean shots on him that have knocked out other people for sure. But I don't know. Yeah, it just feels like since he got knocked out by Tom, and I wonder if it just like it happening so quickly and that he's just like, I can't go out there like that, like maybe he himself looked at his own knockouts where it's like Curtis Blades, where if you're a big puncher, you can get him, Ty, Derek, Shamil, like, I wonder if he's looked at it like these guys, I was able to run out there and just knock them off. But now that I'm at the higher level, I can't be doing like that. I don't know.
I don't think it's the Tom thing. I get people are saying like, oh, it's been, the last 3 fights, 45 minutes, so they're just attributing it to Tom. I think the Volkov fight fucked him up, where he just got beat up for 15 minutes, couldn't do shit, and just like Volkov was able to just piece him up, and it just like I think that was the one that just mentally fucked him up, because he had lost like that before. He lost to Overeem in the first round due to ground and pound. Like, it's not like the worst thing, but like getting beat up for 15 minutes after like going on this run where you're just knocking everyone out. You get knocked out, it's one thing, and then you go into the Volkov fight and you're unable to do anything on the feet, which is why after that he goes to the grappling against Jairzinho more than likely. So then he's able to just like get that win off. I think that's kind of what fucked him up was the Volkov fight. I think it's a combination.
That's
I think it compounded
yeah.
off the Aspinall fight, but Volkov being able to just stand there and just like keep him at bay and just piece him up probably fucked him up just as much.
Yeah.
True.
No, yeah, that's very fair. 'Cause it really does just feel like such a different guy in there compared to
Yeah.
the run. And that's where it's one of those things people like just confidence in the mental. It just is such a big part where it's like, yeah, it's not like he lost the physical ability to just go out there and put people to sleep. You know what I mean? But it's like, yeah, with, obviously different level of competition and just much better fighters and and just certain things because it's like obviously Jairzinho, it's not like he was the greatest fighter or anything throughout the heavyweight division, but he is a very technical striker, so it's like just struggling to actually land those shots and then like you said, just go into the grapple. And then with Waldo, he has great movement on him, does very good at actually like evading and moving the way out of shots, so it's like just able to land good ones. But it's like not like Derek Lewis or Ty where it's like you're landing them but they're like in the moments that they're sitting there ready to swing back or whatever, so they're just eating the full force of it, you know what I mean?
Because like with the Aspinall fight, like because it's a weird thing with confidence, right? Because you could get knocked out but be like, well, they just caught me on this one thing. If I don't do that one thing, I could have won that fight, or I could have gone on and potentially have won that fight. But when you get your ass kicked for 15 minutes, that is a confidence drainer. Because you didn't, it wasn't, oh, this one thing happened and that's why I lost. It's like, no, I just couldn't do shit.
I definitely get it. But overall, though, just Sergei being able to pull out the unanimous decision win, getting it done over Waldo, definitely just good to get the winning streak going. You know what I mean? Just the bounce back, just going. But yeah, I don't know what exactly you guys want to see next from Sergei. Just what you think would just be a good fight, but because it's one of those things where obviously, just like getting it done over Zinho, getting it done over Waldo. Like how quickly would you like to see him back into the title mix? You know what I mean?
The thing is that heavyweight, we talk about it all the time, is cooked.
Yeah.
There's no contenders. You go through the rankings, you're there for any bit of time and fight like a good amount. You fought everybody at this point,
Yeah.
So it's like some fights just simply really don't make sense for him to go all the way back to, but it's also like, like I don't want to see him right into a title fight. Like I know we are 3 fights removed from that for him.
Yeah.
But what he's showing isn't the type of, oh, you should go back out there. And it's not even a matter of like, oh, if he was getting first round knockouts, then like we're good. But it just like everything of how the fights go, it just is like, I'm just not sure about seeing him in there,
Yeah.
Maybe another fight, but it's just, again, who? I don't fucking know.
My suggestion, loser of Tom Cyril, especially if it's gone. Because that's like, because at this point, like for him to get another fight where he has not fought that opponent, he'd have to fight Jailton Almeida, which you could say if he loses to Volkov, fine. But if he beats Volkov, like he's probably going to be right there for a title shot.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's going down to Tybura, Spivak, Derek Lewis, Ty, Shamil. Like, unless you want to try and jump Shamil back up into the top of the division, but I feel like Sergei might be able to do something with that.
That'd be crazy.
Well, that sounds like a good time. Well, that sounds like the right idea. Now, if Volkov does beat Jailton, then I think I'd rather see him fight Jailton instead of the loser of Tom Cyril.
Yeah.
Just to kind of keep him that extra step back, just
Right.
so you know what
I
I
was
mean?
thinking that too, because that puts, if fucking Cyril loses and he beats him, that puts him right there.
Yeah. That's kind of the thing. It's kind of like, though, it hinges, because if Jailton beats Volkov, then it has to probably be Cyril, because why would you have Jailton fight Volkov if you're not trying to get one of those two into a title fight?
Yeah, and then this one of those, it's like if Jailton beats Volkov, like now that's a new guy for Tom. Like you have to put him in there. Like that would be so dumb to have him lose to Sergei just to do a rematch with Tom Sergei and the same thing happen again. You know what I mean? Like that.
Well, then I guess it has to happen. Battle of the Sergeis.
I'd be fine with that too. Like that, like even with getting the win over Waldo, I wouldn't mind still a fight back behind him too, to just allow things to. Obviously, Tom wants to be active and get the division going, but that's where there has to be a good balance of activity and patience, because we can't just have them run through all the meaningful people in the division in a year and now it's absolutely fucked, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Then,
going to be doing shit like they're going to have people like fucking, I don't know, Talishan just lost to Derek. He's going to win 2 times against people that are on the real back end, and they're going to be like, yo,
We
you.
have
Yep.
hope. Guys, we have hope of a new contender rising in Walter Walker. Fine.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the dude coming off Contender Series. He's here to save the heavyweight division, right? Did you saw that?
No, I didn't.
Oh yeah, he went on. This dude went on a rant.
Yeah, it was fucking ridiculous.
Yep.
We also have Rizvan, who did show a lot of potential as well. Like, those two at the back of the division actually both do show some talent to be able to move up in the division. We have Shamil right there at number 11, who was probably going to fight someone up in the division as well. Mick Parkin's right there, but he's teammates with Tom Aspinall, so that kind of sucks.
Buchecha is gonna bounce back.
Hopefully. We got Ante Dalia coming in, fighting Tybora.
Yep. Like, things
So-
are going on in the heavyweight division.
Like, there are
Like,
like
the UFC
chances.
is trying to grab everyone possible. that
They're
they can
trying to get
like,
people in this division to go up. There's a reason Taliesin fought Derek.
Yeah, it's like they are trying.
It
But
just sucks because
so-
like the gatekeepers are just holding everything up at this point.
Yep. Yeah. Just one of them things. But yeah, good for Sergei. Waldo definitely sucks for him. Just
Yep.
taking that L, but you know, it's one of them things.
Can't
He'll
take a
bounce
step back.
Just
Give him
back
Derek
to the old
Lewis.
grind, you know.
Yep.
Just needs a solid 3-fight win streak, and he'll be right
Yeah.
back to the title mix. That's all. Let's go. Next fight on the main card: Sumadaerji versus Kevin Borjas. This I was really expecting for fight of the night, and this sucked.
I was gonna
so
say this
bad.
was just utterly
Yeah.
disappointing. Because yeah, exactly. This was supposed to be a real fun, scrappy flyweight fight. And it was so bad from Kevin Borjas that like I'm actually wondering if he was sick or he couldn't adjust to the time difference or if there was something going on, because I have never seen him fight with such little output.
Yeah.
Or was it really just that Sumadaerji was just landing big shots and had him unable to think or do? But that just doesn't make sense
Like-
the way that we've seen him go to fucking war with other people, you know?
Yeah, this was
Throwing
not some crazy thing from like output or
No.
anything from Sumadaerji that it
And that's
like
why I
you
was just
said,
like
yeah,
maybe the big like some big shots, like, you know, but
yeah, I don't
No,
know.
throwing
Yeah.
44 significant strikes, 51 total strikes. Each guy going
and only
over.
landing 23 total.
Yes. And then both going for 5 takedowns, each landing 0. Insane.
Like, yeah, this was
It was not a fun
very
fight. It
rough.
was not good.
yeah,
Yeah,
just
like
disappointing.
yeah, Borjas literally in one round landed double numbered strikes. Like in the second round he landed 15, but never the significant strikes, and that was it. Like 3 in the first round, 9 and 15 in the second round, and then 4 and 5 in the third.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It just
pretty dog shit performance. Suma gets a win. Congrats, but yeah, not impressive.
Sad.
nope.
And then fucking the main card opener, Taiylake and InnerG take Crosbie. This dude, I felt so bad for Kiefer.
I
man.
did
Like,
too.
Same.
Because it was fun at first.
Yep.
Fucking Neurology was cooking Kiefer. He had him so hurt. He had Kiefer trying to shoot. Like, he just had him whatever.
Mhm.
Kiefer was on the ground. Clearly on the ground.
Yep.
Knees on the ground. Had been there for a few moments. So it's not like he just got there and it was a quick
Mhm.
like, oh shit, didn't realize, thought I caught you beforehand. Nah, he looked at dude on the ground, blasted him with a knee, immediately split him open.
Yep.
Obviously the ref stops it, but then it was Herb Dean, right?
No, this
Oh no, it was
was
Mark Goddard.
yeah,
Mark
Mark
Goddard.
Goddard.
Sorry. But it was Mark. Like, you know, dude's in the corner. They don't call a doctor in to like clean it up, give compression, none of that shit. And he's just asking him like, "Oh, do you want to fight? You're good to fight." And the dude's obviously answering like, "Yeah, I want to fight." And I feel like there was a bit of a miscommunication
Yeah.
because Mark was like, "All right, let's go then. You're ready." And he's like, well, shit, okay. Didn't get the 5 minutes, didn't give him even fucking 3 minutes before asking him, "Hey, are you good?" And then
Yeah.
just got immediately blasted again. Like, it was sad.
They should have he should have allowed for more time. I will like give him half credit for taking 2 points away from
Yeah.
from him, but like it doesn't affect the end
But I
result of
just
the
remember
fight.
when they changed the rules about like, the times and whatever, and how they
Mhm.
were like, no, give your fighter the allotted time that they are deserved before you start questioning them, unless they obviously look like they're okay and they're ready to get in early.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude is just standing there bleeding from his face, trying to get his shit together, and you're in his face asking like, oh, are you ready at 2 minutes in? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I literally think
It
I mean,
wasn't even
timeout was
2.
like
I don't
it
even
was
think they
I
got to
think
a
like
minute.
10 or
Okay,
something.
I
Like,
didn't think so, but I
yeah.
wasn't entirely sure. So yeah, literally a minute after getting blasted to the face.
because it's like that's the one thing where it's like Mark was very firm on every single decision that he made, which
Yes.
is one of those things where it's like you want to see that, because
Yeah.
like instantly, like right away, split them up. He did like have a doctor come in like to just want to check on it. He was like,
Yeah.
doctor, come in, check,
Yeah.
and then like
Yeah.
had him, but yeah, like you said, didn't do any. I
Because
feel
there
like
was an eye poke later on, and
Mhm.
we're watching the doctor come in immediately and putting it to the eye and pressing it, and it's like,
yeah.
Yeah.
you're
It's like,
getting all this attention, but dude is just like split open at his face, and you can't even clean up the blood.
yeah, like I feel like if you get a cut from an illegal strike, the doctor, like you should just have the cut man come in and do everything they would do for normal like in corner service to a cut,
Yeah.
because you just shouldn't have that in the first place. So it's like, yeah, didn't clean it up or anything, like, yeah, just brought him in, asked if he was okay, what, said yeah, got to the other corner, took the 2 points away, then was just like, yeah, you ready, go. Like it was like a minute.
Yeah.
And then it was just, yeah, I don't know exactly, like a minute or like 2 later, not even, that he ends up getting finished. And it's
Yeah.
like, he literally still could have been in his medical timeout
by the time he got
Mhm.
finished.
yeah, and it's like he's just out here taking more damage and more shots to the
Yeah.
head. It's like that just felt so stupid and just
Yeah.
useless.
And then sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, because I've been seeing like people say like, oh, he's 24 years old, he's making his UFC debut, like it was probably just a misjudgment. But then that's where going through people's records is occasionally crucial, because this has happened before, and he has a no contest on his record due to an illegal knee to a grounded fighter. Like, even if it was just like, rush of adrenaline and just not realizing, that's something that he clearly needs to pay more attention to.
Yep.
Something he needs to work on. He needs to stay grounded. He needs to stay aware, because you cannot just be out here doing that shit to people.
Yeah. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
get fights crazy and you get the adrenaline and all that, but it's like, and like a lot of people just say of like how they're not really thinking or they're, but it's like you still have to have that in you of following the rules through your
Yes.
muscle memory or whatever
Right.
it is. It's like that's
Yep.
yeah.
100%.
So
Because
that
like
was
you can't
a fun one.
be out here illegally kneeing people. Ask Piotr Jan.
Yep. Yeah. It's yeah.
Piotr Jan too has stuff on the regional scene. It's
Yeah.
almost
Yep.
as though people make a habit of.
Yeah. And this one was like that. It wasn't even like, what was the one against Sean Woodson? Like, because that one happened, and that one I was like, that was illegal, but like the dude was like, Sean Woodson like rolled and was about to start getting up, and he gets kneed. I forget who it was against him.
Yeah, was it?
But
I can't remember. But so like Fernando Padilla or something like that.
I think it
or
was
so-
Padilla potentially. Let me like.
Because then
look at
there's
something
even
like
one
that,
where I
something like
can't
that.
remember who the fighters were, but I know we've
Saldina.
talked about it a couple of times. Dude shot a takedown, he kneed him while he was on the ground, and then immediately hands him up, because
Yep.
it was like the immediate recognition, and that's where you could tell like people did it by accident. They're just like, like in the flow
Intent,
of
yeah.
things. But the way he was just like, hell yeah, I'm winning this, and it's like,
Yeah.
brother, you can't do that shit.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
no.
so that's definitely a fun one to add some controversy to that first round knockout win for him. So it
Yeah.
goes down as a win for the UFC, but yeah, definitely gonna have to watch that.
Yeah, definitely
Great debut for
didn't. A good debut, but didn't learn a whole lot because of the fact that there was that knee. Like he was winning the fight beforehand, but like with that knee, like how much that changes the fight, especially considering he got kneed and he was not expecting to get kneed there. So
Yeah.
And like that was a big one, like blasted him right
Yeah.
to the floor, like, and not one of those where like anyone could like try and watch it on slow-mo and be like, oh, he would look like he was acting, or anything. Like, nah, dude got ripped with that shit, man.
Yeah.
Like, and
The fact that he didn't go unconscious is kind of crazy.
yeah, and then it's
Yeah,
like, yeah,
tough
like you said,
motherfucker.
just, like, yeah, with Mark Goddard like pressing it fast, it's like it's not like he was sitting there like, no, I need more time, where you see fighters like clearly milking the clock from whatever foul because they're tired or something, which is like, yeah, that's, you can do that, but like he was ready to get right in there, pressured him right away, like, went for the action. But like, yeah, dude was clearly concussed and damaged at that point that you just can't take much.
No, yeah, we definitely, like I said, I think we're gonna need to see more. Like, I don't know who to put him up against right now, but like, I want to see more
for sure
before like stamping where I think he's gonna go in this division.
Rising contender, future champ. Give him 2 years. Let's go.
I mean, it's possible. I would like to see more.
Yeah. That is the main card, though, from UFC Shanghai. Very nice, fun, but the motherfucking
prelims popped off.
They did.
Goddamn.
They popped off.
Right? It really was one of those things of like everything about the card and all that, where it was like, I'm just so happy it all came together to be worth it to stay up for it.
No, seriously, especially in the beginning, because like we were talking about it and I almost contemplated like waking up for the main card, because going through the fights, I was like, there's some good fights. There's some stuff that I really like. I don't know how they're going to go. So I don't really have the most excitement headed into it, but I did it. I woke up for the fights 1 a.m. and they delivered, and it made it so much easier to get through.
Yeah. Well, let's go. I know I usually ask, what do you guys want? I'm going
Talk
first.
About your boy.
Let's fucking go. Motherfucking InnerG Charles Johnson.
What I was going to bring up.
Oh my goodness, man. This was so fucking beautiful. 435 of the second round, right hook to ground and pound, gets the knockout, takes the O from Loney Kavanaugh. First things first. Because going into this fight, we've talked a lot about Loney and just contenders, all that, whatever. And it's like, I have not been that high on him. Like, I have not thought he's looked that good. He was that impressive, whatever.
It's funny how in a loss he looked better than I think.
Yes.
And sorry, go into it.
Yeah, because and then it's like going into this, it's like just seeing clips and stuff of just Ilia Topuria talking about he's a future champ. And it's one of those things where obviously fighters just talk about certain people. They're not always right. But it's like, Ilya's a fucking really good fighter, and if he is watching someone fight and is like, they're good, they're a future champ, I feel like I have to just take that with some respect and be like, okay, let me just see,
There are definitely fighters where I'm like, I don't know about them, and then I hear another fighter talk about them, and I'm like, all right, let me take a step back, let me go back, watch their fights, let me see if I'm seeing what they're seeing, because I don't understand it right now.
Exactly. And throughout that first round, to watch Loney absolutely puzzle and dismantle the striking offense of Charles Johnson,
being the shorter fighter.
I was gonna say the clearly smaller fighter. Because they look I don't know what it said, but when you were just watching, it's one of those things. Sometimes they're like, oh, there's a 3-inch height difference, and it's they barely look different. You know what I mean?
5.
5'9"
to 5'4".
Noticeable.
70-inch reach to 67.
Yeah. So obviously the reach not as much, but it's round 1, Loney landing 36 to 65 significant strikes, 55% clip, and then Charles Johnson 14 to 25, 56% clip. But the fact of just only throwing 25 from Charles Johnson and landing 14, I have never seen him that inactive, and just clearly watching him struggling to figure out what timing, what strikes to get in, that he's not just eating such a big counter off of it.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, not even just struggling to find his shots, but struggling to even stay on his feet, because Charles Johnson has never been finished in his career, and Kavanaugh looked this fucking close to being able to get him out of there in that first. He didn't actually get a drop on him or anything like that, but the way he had him rocked and hurt all over the place, it was bro, he might be able to get this shit done.
Yeah. It just Loney just doing such a good job in that first round. And then the second round starts. Same, kind of same thing where it's Loney good, but it felt like Charles finally started to just get the beat and the rhythm of everything that Kavanaugh was doing.
It also didn't help though, because I know we mentioned it. I want to say that I brought it up right before fucking Johnson knocked him out, was that he was putting up a pace that he couldn't keep up with, because
Yes.
it wasn't like a super drop off, but he was dropping his hands way more. He was just not throwing as much, and he just did not have the same type of output that he could have had, that he did have, the same type of output and accuracy that he had in the first round.
Yeah.
And that's where Johnson was like, oh, I do though. I can do this.
Yeah, and he just took over. Like, it started like just landing great shots, and then that ending sequence, fucking Loney is just backing away from an exchange. Yeah, like when they showed that replay, and it's literally him moving backwards, just straight
hands way
Right, because
down.
a lot of times they'll talk about people's hands down, and they'll be
They're
here,
like
like they'll
here.
be low because they won't be up like high guard, or
He
even
was down by
kind of like the mid.
down by his knees.
Dropped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it was just like because Charles throws like a punch or whatever, and like weaves it with his head, and like just kind of do slickster movement and shit. And the way that after Charles threw it, he was just kind of squared up on him and just leaped in with that right hook, so clean, goes down. Like, you saw the eyes were gone as soon as he landed. It falls into the
and
cage.
Johnson hopped on that like a goddamn killer. There was
like the way that he was like just grabbed him up and was like, I'm making sure this fight is over. Like, bro, that was so goddamn beautiful to watch as a Charles Johnson fan. It's like, and it just does suck of like saying not real high on Loney Kavanaugh and all that, and then actually seeing of like, okay, he's looking really good here. For Charles to pull that out, incredible, man.
It's
so
the
goddamn
last guy
incredible.
that he knocked out is our #1 contender in the division.
That is true.
All it took was less than a year, so or about a year on the dot. But either way, you get what I'm saying.
Yep.
And the thing is, I think Loney Kavanaugh, I think one of the things the reasons he was having such a high output in that first round is in a lot of his other fights. Like, other people have also been critical of it, where he is not putting on a pace. He's not doing a whole lot. Like, he's kind of like not doing the most. So that's part of it. And I think like that's why he started to come out with a higher pace, trying to really go for it. Like,
no, that makes sense, because with you saying that, sorry.
No,
looking at his fights, it's like with going to the UD full 3-round decision, and he landed 51 and 58 in his last two, and then in this one, getting knocked out in the second, landed 59.
In his last one, landed 90. He threw 97 against Dos Santos, and threw 126 against Ochoa. Like, he threw 120 in this one in less than 2 rounds.
But damn, that sucks that he took the criticism kind of to heart to go out there and be like, no, I got to put on a performance, which I do understand that. But like I said, put on a pressure he could not hang with. And
who knows too, because like who knows even if it is that, but if it's also one of those things of like trying to be strategical about it, where it's like Charles Johnson is a slick ass striker, so it's just like, if you let him get cooking and you're not pressing him, he's just gonna find the timing, the range, and he's gonna be in his flow, and then that's when he just gets cooking, and it's real hard to try and get back unless you just land some big shot. But it's like you said, he's never been finished, so it's like it's not easy to just go out there and do that.
I definitely think that's part of it as well. It's kind of like it's more than likely it's a multiple prong thing, where multiple things he was that led to this type of performance, because also like there's that there so I feel like it's just one of those things where multiple things can be true at once.
Oh that's most generally, especially with fighting and like certain things of like why someone does something. It's generally not just one specific thing. It's a combination. That's But yeah, that was my prelim I wanted to bring up. That was absolutely incredible. If you did not watch it, go back and watch it, because that shit was
it was good.
Let's go. All right, who's next? What you guys want to bring up?
Ginger, what you want to bring up?
So, Michel Pereira was back on this card, and he was supposed to fight Marco Tulip, which would have been a fun fight, I feel like. And then he had to pull out. Kyle Daukaus comes in. I'm like, okay, Michel's either going to get him out there in the first, or Daukaus going to get a sub late. Whatever.
Yep.
Kyle Daukaus times a perfect overhand right as Michel is like fading into his power side. Just clean one strike. Michel drops and he gets ground and pound TKO'd, and I'm just sitting there like, I'm sorry. What?
Yeah,
Kyle Daukaus' second knockout in his career.
Man.
What a way to come back to the UFC. His first knockout of his career was in the fight before this, in the CFFC fight against someone that was 5-1. But
yeah, bro.
Hey.
Like I was on the same mindset, Ginger. It's like this is Michel Pereira by knockout or Kyle Daukaus by sub. So much so that for the first time in forever, I was like, let me throw a little bit of money on some fights. Why not? You know what I mean? And I did a little parlay, and normally I go a little bit crazy with them, but I was like, I'm gonna be tame with it. First leg, Michel Pereira by knockout. I was like, that's a pretty good one. I was like, you know what? Getting into it, I was like, just in case, let me hedge my bets. I was like, I'll throw a little money on Kyle Daukaus by sub because if he wins, that's how it's going to go. And a minute later, all of it was gone.
43 seconds.
Yeah, so
incredible, man. Like that was just, it was so wild that happened that it's like, and it's not like I ever put a lot of money on anything on bets, so it's just, you know what I mean? But it was like, I just didn't really even care that much. I was just stunned that's what happened. I was like, wow.
Maybe we have a new fifth mythical fighter, Blonde Daukaus.
Hey, maybe, because that was the fucking, then when they replayed that and the sound on that, like that has such a good crack to it, man. Like I ain't never seen Kyle Daukaus punch someone up like that. Crazy.
He just started.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
But that was awesome.
He's gonna come in and now fight someone else in the UFC because they're gonna let him. Like it's like, all right, you won now. Let's really like get this going.
Yeah.
You know what would actually be fun? Him versus Bo Nickel.
That probably would be, honestly. But
the grappling would be interesting.
Do you want to know the probable, more unfortunate, real answer of who he fights next?
Go ahead. Who?
Because I just wanted to double check. I was like, I don't think that he I feel like he's gonna fight Bruno Ferreira.
That's possible. That's entirely possible.
Does the same thing,
bro. That would be fun. Yo, if he came out and just on his second UFC run, back-to-back knockout wins over Michel Pereira and Bruno Ferreira,
that'd be crazy.
That'd be insane. I also wouldn't mind seeing him versus Jack Manson.
That'd be a good one. I wouldn't mind that at all either, honestly. But yeah, that was awesome. Got himself $50,000. Another performance bonus. Charles Johnson also got himself $50,000 with that performance bonus too. So
yes,
pretty sweet. Let's go, Kate. What about you? What you want to bring up?
Well, I guess I have to bring up the fight that made us know this was going to be a good card. The opening fight of the card, Uran versus Diyar, where we got a first round Ezekiel choke in the light heavyweight division. It only lasted 2 minutes and 45 seconds, but Uran got a knockdown in the 3 strikes total that he landed. And then when they were back on the feet, I ain't never seen someone do it, but you know when people jump Gilly, it was like he jumped the Kimura. Like he got the Kimura grip and just pulled him into his guard with it, didn't get it, and then wrapped up the Ezekiel choke and got the fucking tap. Like
reversed him, crazy. Got him on top, and then just straight up Ezekiel choke. And I'm just thinking, I'm sitting there like, Jimmy's like, yes, do it. And I'm just, he's not going to get this. Like, why are we even here? And then he taps, and I'm like, why?
I know, because like he got it wrapped up, and like you saw in DR that like it started to get tight, but then it's like he lost like, the full, and I was just like, okay, I'd like figured at that point you squeezed everything, you were doing it all, and you almost got it, but now your arms are probably tired. But just started squeezing everything again. Oh, that was, and man, to like the way that he jumped the Kimura too, because that's the thing, like generally you see people jump the Gilly and it's like they at least got their legs like fully around the body, like ready to be in guard or something. It was like his like ankles were kind of locked like around the dude's thighs, almost like it was just such little control over the body at all, and to just still be able to, like you said, reverse like the position. It was just like, what the fuck is going on, man? It was awesome.
If you're gonna try to jump the Kimura, you already want it behind the person, like to the side, like off already. No, it was still in front of you. Like to be able to then like from guard have to pull that out and get it behind your opponent. Like that just was such a weird position to go in, which is why I didn't think he was gonna win at that point. I was like, okay, this is just. And then it switched the position in Ezekiel choke. I was saying that just like, dude, just ground and pound.
Nope. Give
Had
me
to
the
gi- I was
perfect,
gonna say
not
had to give
Ginger.
Jimmy the perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shout out to my boy, old man Oleinik. We still think about you, buddy.
Yeah.
Let's go. But yeah, that was like you said.
This might have been
watching that. It was like this is gonna be a good card.
This might have been like the third or fourth Ezekiel choke in UFC history, and the first three were Alexei Oleinik.
Yep. Yeah, so that was awesome. Just like looking at the prelim, just like quick little mentions. The fucking 37-second knockout that Yizha got over Westin Wilson, absolutely nasty. Really thought he'd get himself a performance bonus for that, and they wouldn't give it to Uran for getting the submission, but they ended up going with him, so that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And then Long Xiao, I thought that was just really funny of like him and Su Young Yu, like they were putting on like a good scrap, just a lot of clinch fighting, you know what I mean? But like at the end, Long Xiao was just really going after him, just trying to put on the pressure, and he just had the whole crowd hyped as hell for only the second fight on the card. They were going crazy. And when they read a unanimous decision win for you, the look on his face, like that shit was just so funny of like, oh man, what a Marvin Vittori moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the if you just look at the stats, you'd be like, how did Long not win this fight? Lands more in the first, lands less in the second, but then like almost doubles up on you in the third.
Yeah, one of them things.
Long was the one that was definitely wearing.
No, yeah. No, I get. I was like I said.
But
someone who was just looking at stats, they'd be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, for sure.
It's one of those ones where it's like stats do not tell the whole fight.
Yep.
Do you know how many stats would make Cheeto lose a fight?
Oh my god. Most of them
never come close to being a contender.
He would have been cut from the UFC.
Yeah. Let's go. UFC Shanghai definitely put on a whole lot of fun. Very happy that we watched that live. That was good fun. Let's go. Tapology. I ended up being Ginger. I was very happy. Kate.
Listen, I worked 6 to 6 on Friday, and then I came home and I was like, okay, I got to sleep so that I can get some type of sleep beforehand. And obviously, Tapology was not on my mind. And then I woke up at like 12:50 and the fights were at 1. And then Jimmy didn't say something until 12:59 where he was like, you have 1 minute to do Tapology. And I was like, well, nope.
Hey, you should have done it on lunch or something while you're at work, you know?
Should have reminded me.
Should have remembered yourself. I don't know.
I was very busy.
I legit, to be fair, also, like, I did mine, like, literally right before I went to sleep. I was like, I'm not going to do Tapology in the morning. And just quickly did it.
Yeah. Well, let's go. So hooray. Add another win to my record. And other than that, we did have some PFL fights on Thursday. Not the greatest card overall. I mean, there were fights on the prelims that were pretty, you know, like that we would have cared to watch, but we totally forgot that the event was happening, so we missed a whole bunch of them. But the thing that I was most happy about, motherfucking Shoeface, getting it done over Sullivan Collie. That was very nice to see. Beating him up on the feet, landing big shots, dropping them, putting them all over the place. It was just like, damn, you were supposed to be the Mr. Grappler coming out here, getting the takedowns, getting the sub, but had to beat the goddamn dog shit out of him first before getting it in. Just very happy for him to get that $50,000. 2 PFL tournaments he's now won.
Still doesn't have a knockout on his record though. Could have got it here.
He has probably easily secured at least $2 million guaranteed for himself since leaving the UFC. So just one of those things. Absolutely awesome for him.
Yeah, it was awesome. Very good performance.
Yeah, dog. And then in the main event, motherfucking Fabian Edwards.
Yes.
That shit was goddamn crazy.
Yeah, that was cool.
Headshot dead.
Yep. Just like his brother. That shit was, title fight, same setup, same side, everything was just perfect. Yeah, laid out Dalton Rasta. That was good for him to be able to get it done. Very nice.
Yep.
And then the co-main event. I mean, it's not even what it was, but this shit was terrible.
It was so bad.
Yeah.
Oleg Popov, split decision win over Alexander Romanov.
Yeah.
As soon as that fight was about to make it out of the first round, it was like, well, this is probably going 5 rounds in. Romanov's
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Romanov did better over 5 than I thought he would.
Very true.
and Yeah.
The one like kind of mix up that like he was very consistent on throughout the fight is
The
like
body work,
yeah,
the
just
knees
kicks to the body, knees to the body, like he was constantly hitting that. Obviously it didn't have enough of effect and wasn't able to do it, but hey, he's adding to the game, he's gotta shed that weight and get back to being like 30 pounds later and he could probably do something.
Yeah.
Let's go. That is all of the fights to talk about from PFL and the weekend. Everything for this episode of the podcast. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you did. And we will see you in quite a little bit because there's no fights there's like nothing coming up this weekend.
Yeah.
So we will catch you in a week from now, previewing UFC Paris and one championship. I finally have one of my goddamn 1 in PFL fighters on my goddamn draft fighting.
That's
Akbar
hilarious.
Abdullayev is back, but the way more meaningful fight. It ain't even the main event. It ain't Adrian Lee versus Tai Ruotolo. God damn, that's gonna. I'm so excited for that fight.
Yeah.
Like that's the most exciting one fight in a while. Let's go. But we will catch you then. Peace out, everyone.